Hello everyone, we are Jing Technology. We shall continue from where we left off last time. Next, click on the Z-axis to rise up. Next we make the mark points. Click this. Then click the position of the two mark points diagonally. Let's check the diagonal position of the marking point of the PCB board to see which direction the marking is in. The current position of the marking point is upper left and lower right. We usually make 2 marks. If there are 3 or 4 marks, you can also make your own. When we click on these 2 mark points, the coordinate data will be automatically generated below, but this data is inaccurate and we need to modify it. We click on the mark point of the first PCB and then modify it. The CCD automatically moves to the corner of the PCB, and then we need to move to the actual position of the mark point. If the light is too bright, we can dim it and then click on the window to move and find the marked point. We adjusted the light source brightness, rendering the marker point white and its surroundings black. Upon selecting the PCB marking point, the system will automatically select the first item. Because the mark point of this PCB board is relatively dirty, wipe it clean next time. We click Automatically Generate Marks. After the machine automatically recognizes it, we click Save. Click Save. Then we modify the mark points of the template. This is the marking point of the template, and the machine automatically selects item 3. This cannot click on the window, moving the crosshairs to the template mark point. It doesn't matter if the template marked point is not in the center, we can automatically identify it by searching the range. We click ROI to modify the recognition range. We widen the search window. As long as the template mark point is found within this range, the machine will automatically correct the coordinate position. Then click the automatic recognition mark and then click Save. Then click Make Second PCB Mark. Go to the Edit menu and adjust the brightness. Only when editing the PCB mark can we move the click window. This mark is also dirty and has not been cleaned. Let's adjust the brightness. You see, we just need to select the PCB mark editor, and the software automatically selects the first one. After adjusting the brightness, we click the automatic identification mark. A mark has been identified, then click Save and Exit. We click on the Edit Template mark point to make changes. We click on the automatic identification mark. After successful recognition, click Save to exit. All markings have been completed. Then click Save again. The machine pops up and asks if you have released the PCB board. Click Yes, which means to transport the PCB board to the exit of the printer. If you click No, the printer starts working directly. We need to take the PCB board out, so we have to click Yes to transport the PCB board to the exit. Click Yes to transport the PCB to the import location. Now that the procedure is complete, we begin checking where the blade begins and ends. We can now click on the model parameters to check the program we just created. This is the starting and ending positions of the blade. We can check if it is correct. The blade has a left side and a right side, corresponding to the starting point and the end point respectively. Next we installed the blades of the printer. The starting and ending positions of the blade must be far away from the template hole position. In this way, the solder can be printed normally. After the blade is away from the hole of the template, we also need to check whether the limit sensors on both sides are sensed. Next, let's check how this blade is mounted to the blade holder. The inclined surface of the blade is facing the solder, and the left and right blades are both inclined surfaces facing each other. Please watch carefully. The white part must be the same height as the blade. It cannot be higher or lower than the blade height. If this requirement is not met, soldering will leak out of the area. When installing the blade, be sure to install the blade in place and check whether there is a gap between the tool holder and the blade installation. Check whether the left and right sides of the blade are in the groove, and there can be no gaps. Next, we install another blade. Examine this gap. We checked the orientation of the blade. Therefore, when installing the blade, it should be stuck in this gap. If it's not installed, it's tilted. Then this handle adjusts the position of the blade, forward or backward. I rotate the handle left or right. The blade also moves forward or backward accordingly. This is adjusted according to the actual situation. Next, we check that the starting and ending positions of the blades are appropriate. We click on the left blade stop position. Click on the left to hang to the stop position. We check if the location is suitable. We check the end position of the blade on the right. You see that there is a scraper above the template hole, indicating that the end position has not been reached and needs to be moved forward. We modify this parameter. We set the negative value to large, allowing the blade to move forward. The position of the origin of this tool holder is in the middle, with a positive value to the right and a negative value to the left. So we set the negative value to a higher level and make him move to the left. Click him to move to the left. Do we check if the right blade reaches the end position properly? We need to check whether the starting and ending positions of the blades on the left and right are far from the template holes. We checked the position of the left and right blades. Normally, the left end position and the right start position are the same. Let's click to check it out. This is the starting point on the left. We need to check the left and right blade start and end positions. After the inspection is completed, we click Save. We click Save. We check whether the other parameters are appropriate, and if there is no problem, we don't need to adjust them. Click Save to check the position of the blade. We click OK. Then we click to start production. Then a prompt will pop up to check the left and right positions of the blades. Click OK. Then the machine will automatically move to the left or right to check for contact with the limit sensor. If the tool holder senses the sensor, it will automatically stop. At this time, the machine prompts whether to add solder. We clicked No, and then the machine prompted that there was a PCB in the PCB conveying channel. Clicked OK and it was automatically conveyed out. We removed the PCB. After we hit run, we have to pay attention to safety, because then the machine has already started to work. At this time, the machine is in production and the blade will automatically drop. We have to pay attention to safety. At this point, the machine will automatically pop up the PCB fine-tuning window, requiring us to recheck whether the PCB pads are aligned with the template holes. Let's go check. If there is an offset problem between the PCB pad and the template hole, we need to adjust the X, Y1 or Y2 offset of the PCB board. This is to adjust the PCB, left and right in the X direction. If we need to debug the Y direction, we click Y1 or Y2, Y1 on the right and Y2 on the left. Then if you need Y1 and Y2 to move synchronously, click and tick this. If you click Sync, it is the overall Y direction movement. If you need to debug the angular offset, we can click Y1 or Y2 to debug the angular direction offset problem. This is the distance moved when clicking. A click represents a movement of 0.01 millimeter. When we debug this table, we are debugging the PCB board to move. Table represents the meaning of PCB. If we want to move the position of the blade, we click to the right. Without the blade in the way, we can inspect it more easily. We need to carefully check that all the stencil holes are aligned with the PCB pads. If there are no problems, we click OK, and before the printer blade starts moving, we need to add solder first. We continuously print the solder of the PCB board and check whether the solder coincides with the PCB pad. If there are no problems after debugging, we click this to stop displaying this window. We click on this OK, and the machine starts running normally. For another one, we can also make the Z-axis go up or down. This one has no solder added, which is easy to damage the template. Everyone must add solder before printing solder. There is also a white solder stopper which must be the same height as the blade, otherwise the template will be damaged. After the solder printing is completed, the CCD automatically moves to the mark point area position. This function mainly allows us to check the effect of the solder just after printing. We click on this window area to check the solder printing effect. Why is there an adjustment window here? Do you know what it means? This adjustment window is to adjust the effect of the printing solder of the blade just now. If it was the printing solder of the left blade just now, this window is to adjust the printing parameter settings of the left blade. We'd better not adjust it here. This means that the offset adjustment of the left and right blades can be debugged separately. Suppose the current solder has an offset problem and the left blade is used, then this window is the offset for debugging the left blade. This is debugged according to the left and right blades. If it is the solder printed by the left scraper, this window indicates adjusting the left scraper parameters. If it is the solder printed by the right scraper, this window indicates adjusting the right scraper parameters. However, it is recommended that you do not debug the offset problem here. If you debug the left scraper offset, the right scraper may also have an offset problem. If the left and right scraper deviate from the same direction, we should not debug the offset problem here. In fact, this window is mainly used to check the effect of solder printing. If there is no problem in our inspection, we will click Save to exit. Click this, and the window will no longer be displayed next time. Okay, the solder is printed and the PCB automatically flows into the outlet. The machine is running continuously. Please do not insert any part of your body into the machine. If we place the PCB board at the entrance of the printer, the machine will automatically produce it. This is the end of today's video. I hope you will like and support it. If you don't understand anything, feel free to contact us. www.jhaimis.com. We clicked on the machine to stop.